All right, so recording has started. Today is 7/11/16. We're getting rolling here. This time the screen is showing. And again, I will make sure I check on that. All right, first one here from Marlon. vCracking and social exposure on subdomain like SEO tips still okay to do it? You can do it. I don't need to really read any more of this question, but that was just to kind of introduce people of ideas you can do for subdomains more. I mean, it'll help you a little bit. Again, it's just kind of give you ideas as you get more advanced stuff you can do with subdomains. But I mean, yeah, it'll power up your domain a little bit. It's not something I would really worry about, to be honest. Until you're more advanced, get the basics down, and that's something you can play with later. It's not going to do that much for you. No, I don't still do PBN reloaded with the videos, no. I like written content. If you were to rank someone's LinkedIn profile page, for example, a keyword for Delaware real estate agents, what kind of anchor text would you focus on? Yeah, I mean, just treat it like a real site. Remember, if you're trying to rank a LinkedIn page, try to make sure the keywords are in the URL. If they're not in the URL, try to have them in the title. At the very least, you obviously want them on the page. But if you can get them in the URL or in the title, that'll help you a good bit. But if you got like LinkedIn / I don't know how they do. I don't mess with LinkedIn much. Let me see. So it looks, I don't know how they have, they probably don't get it in the URL. I don't know, whatever. Let's just say it's this, which I'm guessing you can't get. I mean, I treat it just like a money site, but I'm a little more aggressive usually. So I might do like something like LinkedIn real estate page, something like that. Might do a URL link, and then maybe something like that. Let's see. Stuff like that, okay? And I kind of keep repeating this where we're doing a lot of brand stuff, a lot of LinkedIn stuff, because really that's the brand in this case. So I like to stick to a lot of brand type stuff. And then after this, I might hit like an exact like that. But you can see, but I am doing a lot of branded. You got the brand here, you got the brand here, you got the brand here, you got the brand here. And I'm kind of mixing keywords with brand. So I do that a lot with socials and Web 2.0s, where I kind of treat it the same way as a money site, but I might be a little more aggressive. This isn't too aggressive here. I've definitely gone a lot more aggressive, where I might even hit it with a keyword right away, just depending on what it's for and what type of project and all that stuff. So. All right, when you link out from a PBN, is it better to use HTTP or HTTPS, or does it not matter at all? If you're talking about the PBN, I've tested having the SSL certificates on PBNs, and it doesn't seem to help it. If it does, it's only a very little bit. If you're talking about linking out, just however the link you're linking out to is set. Like, if you search for this, and obviously that has HTTPS in it, that's how I'll link to it, just like this. Okay, well, I would actually click on it, and then I usually copy it from the landed page because I just want to make sure the URL's right. Like, I'm here, I know this URL's right, and I'll copy it from there. Let's say I have 20 PBNs, eventually 80 over the next 3 months. Is it acceptable to link the same money sites across all 20 of my PBNs? If not, how far can I push it? As long as they're on different hosts, that's fine. Yeah. I just watched Reverse Sync or Swim and had an idea. I can buy some cheap, unusual TLD domains like XYZ, Top, etc. from $1 for the first year. I could pick up a few of those with my keyword and some LSI and set them up as PBNs. Since they're new and have no power, I could build 50 social properties, each one to give them some power. Then I would link these domains to my site. This is for a year-old affiliate site that's ranking. I mean, when I first introduced Reverse Sync or Swim, I said, this is a lot more common in local. The reason is because with affiliate, you don't really have the same resources that you do with local. Like, for example, let's do a comparison. Delaware real estate agent versus, let's say, like Best Electronic Cigarette, right? Let's do it better. Let's do a specific review I used to rank for, V2 Sig review. Okay, this is a e-cig brand plus review, which obviously anytime brand name or brand name review converts well. So let's just compare these two. Reverse Sync or Swim is when you're getting links from sites that have keywords in the domain, right, or in the title or whatever, inner URL. But the ones that have keyword and domain are the most powerful. So this one right here, which is a local term, this one right here is affiliate. This one is a lot easier to get reverse sync or swim style links because there's a lot of sites out there about Delaware and there's a lot of sites out there about real estate, right, that would link to you because you're relevant and it wouldn't hurt them. On the other hand, who out there with V2 SIGs is going to really link to you? I mean, pretty much the only people with V2 SIGs in their domain are the actual company, and they don't need to link to your review site. And then, of course, other affiliate sites that are trying to rank for V2 SIGs review, who aren't going to link to you. So that's the reason that reverse sync or swim is a lot more common with local terms because, of course, you got like local directories. You just have it's just people that are linking to you aren't necessarily competing with you. It could be Delaware or anything. It could be real estate in another area who that's not competing with you. It could be a real estate directory. It could be a Delaware directory. It could be a Delaware forum. It could be a real estate forum. You don't have all those options with affiliates, so you're not going to get that, the same keyword and domain as you can. So what you pointed out, Helmut, when I first explained this, I said, this mainly you see this in local, but of course with affiliate it can be done if you do certain things. Well, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about, and it does work because I do it, where you can register a site, power it up, and then of course link it over to your site. And then with affiliate, it actually works particularly well for this type of stuff because people aren't doing that, and people don't have links from domains that have keywords in them going to their site because no one does that. No one's going to link to you like that. So if you build your own and then you power that up, it works very well, and I do it. So that's actually one of my secrets with affiliate now, which is now out there for you guys. Yeah, you can definitely do that, and it works. What I usually do, though, when I build them is I build them, I link to them, and then I wait a couple months at least, and then I'll link to it once it's kind of set in a little bit. So, but yeah, a great idea, Helmut, and it works very well. Yes. What would you do different today if you were to redo Iowa SEO over the shoulder series? I mean, for that site, I really wouldn't do anything different, Alec, because it's not a really competitive term. If it's a really competitive term, or if it's more competitive than Iowa City SEO, I would just probably send more links directly to the site. I didn't send any directly. I would do more links directly to the site eventually, after I did the other stuff. So basically, I'd probably set up the same way, Alec, do everything the same, and then if it wasn't ranking, I would start sending links directly to the money site. I've got a 20 PBN site network with 5 of those domains from a small registrar. Named right, should I be concerned? Yeah, be careful with that. I wouldn't, if it were me, I wouldn't use any of those NameBright, I wouldn't use more than one NameBright registered domain to the same site in the beginning. Now, if it's a site that has like 100 different referring domains already, you're probably fine to do that. But if it's a brand new site with no links, and the first 2 links you do are from sites registered on NameBright, which is a really small registrar, I wouldn't take that chance. How many times do you usually link out to web 2.0s from PBNs? Is there a number which you consider safe? I mean, no number, not necessarily any number, as many as it takes. I generated a tiny URL with a screenshot of my Excel spreadsheet with my hosting and registrar information and anchor text. Could you please take a look? I am trying to rank for mobile and SEO, mobile and SEO experts. I think I've looked at this before, and I think you were over-optimized, but I can check it out if I remember this correctly. Yeah, we already looked at this, the Eagle Genius thing. I don't know what you mean by branded because these are both branded here. Now you got, let me zoom in for people so they can see. You got branded, the actual word, but then you got, Eagle Genius is your brand. So I'm sorry, you weren't the one that was over optimized, by the way. That was something else. I was thinking something else. But yeah, I don't know what you mean by branded here because again, these both can be considered branded. I don't know if you mean URL links. Yeah, I mean you're fine. This is good right here. The way you have it set up. I don't know exactly what you have for branded, but what you have set up so far is fine. Okay. Do money sites need their own separate host? If so, do those hosts need to be from random providers to avoid link footprints? Not necessarily. For example, they can be on HostGator and you can link to it from a PBN on HostGator as long as the PBN is not on the same server. Because again, HostGator is such a big host, so many people use them, that's not really fishy. You know what I mean? I bought a group of auction domains. They have high-quality backlinks, but some didn't pass the penalty check. They did, however, not have a man depending inside Webmaster Tools. Am I okay? Yes. If you check them inside Webmaster Tools, that's fine. Sometimes they just take a while to pass. And it's just the way Google works now. Indexing slow, ranking slow. It's just, it's the way it is now. All right, some of my newly acquired auction domains are under a 60-day hold period with Network Solutions. I understand Network Solutions can leave a footprint and should be avoided. Yeah, I usually wait the 60 days mark. Yes, I don't do anything with Network Solutions. They have screwed me many a times, and I don't mess with them. Just a little trick: if you are using Network Solutions and you go in the domain, they charge you what, like $50 to renew the domains there. Just a little trick, and to show you how skeezy they are. And you can do this any day of the week. They do this every day. If you go in and you act like you're transferring, they'll offer you a $10 renewal. They'll say 1 day offer only. Renew this domain for $10 if you stay with us. Well, yeah, they're skeezy because usually they charge people like $50. But of course, if you go to transfer out, they offer you that deal for $10. So just a little trick if for any reason you're using Network Solutions. All right, on-page question here from Rajdeep. I recently jumped from page 4 to 1 for Premier SEO Agency UK by putting UK Premier SEO Agency in my article. Absolutely. I also have Premier SEO Agency written somewhere else on my homepage as well as having Premier SEO Company in my meta description. I've also found out that I'm ranking at number 1 in the map pack for my digital marketing agency, and my Google Plus page is also ranked on page 1, but not my site for that keyword. I was thinking about putting digital marketing agency in my article on the homepage to see if my site appears in the SERPs. In addition to the map pack and Google Plus page, I already have digital marketing agency in my meta title. Now I have Premier SEO Agency twice on my homepage. I'm still ranking on page 1 for that. Is it still okay to put digital marketing agency as well as in the article? You can put that in your article. That's no big deal. I mean, that's a very small part of optimization is what's in your content. To be more focused on, your anchor text, being over-optimized with your anchor text. So yeah, you're good with that. You guys are breaking out the long questions today. All right, we got Justin here. Good morning, Greg. I have a 3-part question. I have PBN set up over 11 hosts, maxed out 50 on EBN. I don't use EBN, just to much trust what look, now I've explained this before. I've lost PBNs due to using shortcuts, using SEO hosting and stuff. I've taken like $1 million loss on PBNs as far as how much I spent on them and then what they were powering. And then, of course, the things they were powering got penalized. So, I've had like $1 million loss in one swipe from taking shortcuts, like using stuff like EBN. So that's the reason I set up the way I do now. I'm not saying it can't be found out, but I think it's the most safe thing you can do. It gives you the best chance. So adding the next 30, how should I set them up? Just like we show, in my advice, just like we show with different hosts. Some hosts are easier to work with than others. Is it okay to have 5, 10, 15 on the same hosting account to set up weeks apart? For example, 15 Bluehost accounts with 1 PBN in each. I wouldn't do that because then, if you're sending all 15 of those, if you're sending 15, Bluehost sites to one money site, and that's a majority of its links, that's very unnatural to have 15 links from sites on Bluehost. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't do multiple, but I wouldn't take it to that extreme. Bluehost is pretty big, so you can do a few of them. But even that, I wouldn't necessarily send the first 4 links to a site or first 3 or 4, whatever, 5, to all sites from Bluehost. Just to be safe, because there's no reason to do that. But over time, yeah, you can have multiple links from Bluehost because they're a big host. That's not a problem. I've taken your advice of slowing down the exact and partial match anchor text when ranking for my city, Birmingham, UK. I started doing branded anchor text to search properties. Now my dropped rankings for Birmingham keyword is starting to recover again. Great. I sent you a Facebook message 2 weeks ago with the anchor text that I had done up to that point and still not received a reply. I understand you're busy. Yeah, you must be going in my spam folder because I always answer my Facebooks. Anyways, I think I misunderstood what you said in the latest Sink or Swim videos, and I've been watching the training on reverse Sink or Swim. Now that I've done a few branded anchor text to search properties, when would be appropriate to hit another exact match anchor? I've done 8 branded links, URL links to socials in a row. I feel like Google is starting to trust the site more. Yeah, if you've done that many, you can hit it with an exact match. Or you can do again, I did up here where you have social.com/ I did LinkedIn. So you can do, again, it's kind of partial branded and then partial keyword. Google likes that type of stuff. It works well for me. So you can start with something like that or an exact match, but that's where I would take it from there. Can we use keyword as anchor text while linking inner pages of a site with one another? Yes. What are your thoughts on crowd search? Do you recommend using it? Is there a way you recommend using it? Yeah, it can work. I would just use it in. It wouldn't. My advice would be not to make it one of your main focuses. Because I don't. I was messing with a lot of that stuff for a while, and I went back to just links and optimization. Links, anchor text, proper optimization, and just started seeing such better results. Then focusing on traffic and social and all that stuff. I just focused on links and optimization, and what do you know, all of a sudden, which basically are my roots, and all of a sudden everything moved up or started moving up quicker, and I didn't have as many hurdles as I did when I was focusing on all this type of stuff. So I'm not saying to not mix it in at all, but just make sure you have everything else down before you go to stuff like crowd search. That's my opinion. PBN posting question. When posting a PBN to a money site, Will posting to several inner pages of my money site bring the same power to each? For example, this URL and this URL and this URL. Yeah, I mean, it should generally bring the same power to each. What's up, Brian? You're welcome. For reverse SynchroSwim, a domain with weak metrics, say TF6, CF10, is it still worth setting up and using? Yeah, it definitely can be. I created my agency website as firstname.lastname.com, but I haven't built any social links yet. Every page is indexed. I forgot to delete some of the demo foreign theme language on some posts that were indexed. Would that affect anything? No, I wouldn't worry about that. All right, so can you look up my site? This is the site. First rank was 62nd, and Google SERP with 200 listings on that page. Google indexed. EugeneLogan.com. So I'm not even going to bring up those screenshots. I just want to run something really quick. All right, so you have an About Us link. The site is May, June, about 2 months old. Now let's actually go to the site. So, I mean, that's the first thing is you have no links, and it's only 2 months old. You have no identification in your title. I mean, digital marketing optimization. Is that what you're going after? I mean, if that's what you're going after, that's fine. But if you're going after other keyword, like if there's another keyword you're going after, you need to change your title. You need to get all this set up down here. So it looks like you're trying to do SEO and okay. See, I mean, right now, I don't even have to really look at this. The reason you're not ranking is because you have no links. Your site's only 2 months old. You have no keywords in your domain, so there's nothing identifying to Google what your site's about there. You have digital marketing optimization in your title, then nothing else. And then, you got digital marketing optimization here in like a H1 or H2 or whatever. Other than that, you're not really identifying much what your site's about. Not in important places, not in your domain, not in your title, not in your anchor text. So I wouldn't expect you to rank for anything. If anything, maybe digital marketing optimization, but not well, because I mean it's just in your title, and you have an H1 tag, and then no anchor text, nothing in domain name, nothing like that. So I mean that's why would I be worried about this site having penalty? No, but you just need to get links involved, you need to optimize the site better, and tell Google better what your site's about. What percentage of your PBNs are expired domains versus auction? Mostly auction, Stephen. Does it matter what percent? I mean, the stronger the domain, the better, but I mean, I've ranked stuff with all expired domains. You can do it. A lot of people do it. Any suggested WordPress plugin to increase site speed? I mean, most of my sites load at least decently fast, and that's all I need. As long as they're not loading super slow, I have no problem ranking. So, I mean, of course, if you can speed up your site, it's only going to help, but that's not something that I've seen be a major ranking factor. And as long as my sites are loading good, I don't need them super fast, then that's all I worry about. So I mean, I've never really focused on a WordPress plugin for that. But there is caching plugins that like Super Cache, which helps load quicker. But other than that, I don't really know of any. Best way to diversify anchor text: we want to rank a blog post. Do tweets, Facebook posts help to diversify anchor text? I mean, just like any other thing, Stephen. I mean, mix in URL links and brand and keywords, and I mean, just a blog post you do just like anything else. You treat it like any other page, whether it's a home page or inner page, doesn't matter. Any issue to using duplicate content for social profiles? I mean, I've done it, Stephen. Now, if it is something I'm trying to rank, like a social profile I'm trying to rank, Stephen, like I'm sending links to it, usually I'll make sure I have, at least some unique content on there with my keywords. One of my clients has 2 Google Maps addresses. One of them has been permanently closed, but it still shows up in searches. Client doesn't want this to show up. How to fix it? Actually, I don't know how he did it. I didn't ask him. But Stephen Floyd just fixed ours for us. Here's our map listing for Nashville SEO. It was saying permanently closed here, and he went in and fixed it. I think he went into our Google Plus. Maybe it was in there. I think what happens is if enough people report that it's closed, that Google actually changes it to closed. So I'm guessing what he did is he either changed it in the Google Plus or he wrote to Google and said, hey, we're still open. You might want to ask him because he did that for us. He did that for the Nashville SEO property because it was saying permanently closed. And again, Stephen Floyd's the one who did that. I just bought firstname-lastname-SEO.com to get a PMD since I haven't done anything with the first one, which is firstname-lastname.com. If I saw my same content moved over to my new one, do I have anything? Do I have to adjust anything regarding duplicate content? Not messing with any 301s at all for the old one. How should I proceed? Just take the old one down? Yeah, I mean, if you just change the content over to the new domain, you're fine. As long as you delete the stuff on the old site, I would say. What's up, Jamari? Happy Monday. Pretty sure I have a penalty on my site. Based on the penalty check, from your experience, what's the best way to bounce back? Let me check you out. Well, if that is the right site, it just doesn't have any links, so it can't have a penalty. Did I spell that right? Digitalimmaculate.com. Yeah, I mean, from what I'm seeing, you're just not indexed yet. Yeah, so the site is there. Let me see when you brought it up. I mean, it has no link, so it's not penalized. It's created a few months ago. I mean, it is indexed. It's not de-indexed. You might want to put in Webmaster Tools and see if you're getting any messages. I mean, you might have a sitemap issue. Usually when I do this and the home page isn't showing up, but an inner page is, it has something to do with your sitemap. So I would actually put this in Webmaster Tools, and I can bet that there's about a 50% chance that you have a sitemap issue. You just need to fix that. I wouldn't say there's a penalty on this, though. I mean, it has no links. So throw in Webmaster Tools and see what they're saying. Take it from there. On a brand new project for a national keyword, new site build and everything, what are your first couple of months worth of steps? New project for a national keyword, start, building kind of a brand more, Danny. So, build social profiles, depending what type of national keyword, I'm usually building links that are like branded anchor text, kind of make sure my site's ranking for the brand name first, and then I'll start diving into keywords. It really depends, national keyword, if it's local or affiliate or what my exact steps would be. But definitely start building your socials first, and maybe do some videos like YouTube videos linking back to your site. Just a lot of natural, safe stuff, and then slowly work into the other stuff we teach. If we're trying to rank a website for multiple services, what's the best way to send links to the page? Should we have one page that lists all the services and send the links there, or do we send each service? For example, if a plastic surgeon wants to rank for different procedures, what's the best way to approach this? It depends on how many there is. If there's a bunch of different services, you probably want to pay for each service, or group together the ones that are very similar. So, I mean, that's situational, Ken, where it just depends. But I would say usually, for example, if you set up, just to give you an example, something like, it's like a Nashville directory, then you have like a page for roofers, a page for plumbers, a page. Obviously, you're treating each page on that as a different page, right? But like if you have like an e-cig site and you're going after like e-cig reviews, e-cig brands, best e-cig brands, best e-juice and stuff like that, you can actually set that all up on the same page. So it really depends on how you're going to be doing it, and how closely related the terms are. In Ahrefs, it says difficulty keyword homes for sale in my city is only 7. Is that actually true? The SERP looks like this, heavy hitters, but they're interpages for my city considering the 7 keyword difficulty. Could I really hope to outrank them? I mean, that's not their ranking system. I wouldn't say is accurate, Chris, but at the same time, you can definitely beat out those sites. Not saying it's going to be easy, but I wouldn't take their keyword difficulty scoring that serious. Where do you get products for your e-commerce sites, like your e-cig sites? They're actually, I mean, I don't have anything to do with the product, Jonathan. I'm just an affiliate. So, I talked about how I sold V2 cigs a lot. How do I sell them? I go here. I sign up. They give me affiliate link. And then when I talk about, so let's actually go to one of these sites here. All right, so these guys got V2 as their top recommendation, right? So all they did is they went here, they signed up for the affiliate program, they got a unique link. That unique link is attached to this right here. This is their affiliate code. This is their affiliate link, okay? So when I click this, now anything I buy at V2, they get credit for, okay? So all they're doing is they're making money off recommendations. They're not stocking the product. They're not shipping the product. They're not doing anything with the product but reviewing it, recommending it. Now when someone clicks on the link, it attaches their affiliate ID to that visit, and it sticks for 90 days usually, depending on what affiliate program it is. Then if I go in here and I buy some cartridges, they're going to make a percentage, probably 30 to 40%. So I don't actually stock products and all that for this type of stuff. I just recommend, and then I make commission. Most recently, Stephen Floyd stated that he never sends PBN links to his money sites. He only sends citations, high authority links, press releases, and social to his money sites. Is this the best approach? Should we only send PBNs through one tier? I mean, it depends on what you want to do. I mean, you can go this route and rank, but it's harder to control your anchor text. But you can go this route and focus on reverse sink or swim. But PBNs, of course, make it easier to get links, and it makes it easier to get unique links. It makes it easier to get links with anchor text in. So we've got some PBNs that have been added to my personal GoDaddy account for over a week now. Does it matter how long I take to change the contact information? Name generator, could you please OTS the part of forwarding the email? I don't actually do that, David. I think Joe has that covered in some of the content. It's in one of the simulation webinars. I think they actually have that labeled in there. But I usually just use private. If you're going to rank an affiliate product review page, say product X, how would you handle the anchor text distribution? An example distro pattern would go a long way, as I'm confused with all the sink or swims. I mean, the same as anything else. I mean, you got, you can do, if you want to be safe, you can start out with, URL link, and then you can do, I mean, it depends on what the product is. So let's say like V2, if you're just trying to rank for V26 review. So let's say I got klks.com/V26 review. With affiliate, you can usually be more aggressive. So I might start with like a URL link, and I might do V26, and I might do brand name -V26 review, and I might do V26 review, like without a space, and I might do, another URL link, and I might do reviews, or I might do like V26 with a space, reviews with an S on the end. And this is usually how aggressive I am with anchor text for affiliate. Like I hit the keyword much quicker than I do with local. Local I don't hit the location as much. I stay away from that until I need it. But affiliate, I'll actually go into the keywords pretty quick. I'll do stuff like that. You take a look at client sites to get an analyst over to them. Over 3K backlinks with only 20 referring domains on Ahrefs. Firstserviceweb.com. They're statewide, and I'd start with them with one bigger city at a time. Am I on the right path? Let's see, they only have 10 live. So it looks like they're an insurance company. And they need to identify better what keywords they're going after. Again, they need some more content, in my opinion. Like their homepage basically has no identification there. I mean, first service insurance, that's pretty much all you're seeing on here. That's what a lot of their anchor text is too, because it's their brand name. And you see, of course, most of the stuff they're ranking for is first service insurance type stuff or first service. So they're ranking mostly for brand type stuff because they're not really identifying anything else on that home page. And just like this quotes bonds page, I mean, I don't even know what they're trying to rank that for. I mean, they got first service insurance, which is fine. Their brand name, then they just have -quotes -bonds. I mean, it's like, I don't understand what they're trying to rank this for. What type of stuff. So they can actually start with their on page where they get a better title and they just identify. Again, this is has very little content. They can identify better what this is about on their page and rank better immediately. So right here, maybe this identifies a little bit contractor, California state license bonds. Other than that, I mean, even as a person, I don't know what this site's about. This tells me a little more, but the title, like just going off the title, like insurance quotes, insurance bonds, like what, I don't get exactly what they're trying to rank for. So how's a computer supposed to figure that out? You know what I mean? Now, if it said first service insurance, California state bonds and quotes, well, okay, that gives me a lot. Okay, they're trying to rank for they're about California state bonds and California state quotes, stuff like that. So I would definitely start with the title and identifying better what the page is about. And then, of course, you can start going to links where you're identifying in anchor text what those pages are about, right? So, I mean, most of their anchor text is just first service type stuff. Other than that, like, they don't have anything really identifying exactly what stuff's about. It's kind of all general. So I would make sure they get more specific on all levels. I bought 3 PBNs. Is it possible for you to see if they are good? Any sites with SEO in it are usually harder to analyze because it's usually forced links, which I don't like. So just a little tip there. But I know people try to get them for reverse sink or swim. All right, so I like what I'm seeing there. Again, this is why I don't like sites with SEO in them, because it's usually someone that knows what they're doing, at least to some degree. And these are the type of stuff where people are trying to make money, most likely. So it's hard to analyze, but it looks good from what I'm seeing, but it's not the type of sites I usually like to have. Yeah, so it looks like you just put this up about 2 weeks ago, so it could just not be passing because it hasn't been up long enough. So that one I'm unsure on. I mean, it doesn't look bad. The other ones I could probably give you a lot better idea on. Again, anytime you have SEO in the domain, it can be kind of hard to analyze at times. All right, so that's not bad. I like how it's all in one category. I like the anchor text. A lot of branded, and tells me wasn't forced SEO. And that was not passing either, but you haven't had them up that long, so it could be fine. And another thing you can do is you can throw these in Webmaster Tools if you don't want to wait. But that one looks fine to me. Looks like it should be fine. I didn't check the Wayback Machine. There could be issues there. But from what I'm saying with that, it should be fine. This one, it has a low amount of referring domains. But the anchor text looks okay. It matches what the site was. It's about jiu-jitsu, sports martial arts, so the top category matches what the site's about. I like that. So this one is probably fine too. The robots.txt is blocking, and well, I have to hit this. And that one, the robots.txt blocking, so I can't do the penalty check on that. But the last two I would say are probably fine. The first one I'm not totally positive on. It should be okay, but again, you can always wait longer or just throw them in Webmaster Tools. You still use PBN links with geomodifiers and anchors? I do, but I wait until I need them. So I do everything else first, then I won't use geomoders until I have to. So we still got a good amount of questions to go. I'm going to start going through these a little quicker. So PBN is themed after the industry of my money site. PBN is exact keywords I want to win on it. The keywords partially in its domain name. Would it be best to do a brand anchor text link? Yeah, I usually do. For instance, my money site is branded brandmedspa.com, and I want to win city laser hair removal to an inner page. Which of the following anchor text would best? It depends on what you already have for your anchor text, Matt. I mean, the city and the hair removal isn't in the domain. I mean, it has spa in it, which is kind of related, but it's not like super related there. So you could get a keyword in there, but again, it depends exactly what you have already for your anchor text, what I would do. If I register an EMD.xyz and I want it to my money site, can I link to that XYZ to implement reverse synchro-swim? Yes. When it comes to PBNs, is the registrar really as important as the hosting when it comes to leaving a footprint? What I mean is, can you have like 30 PBN register GoDaddy with separate? Yeah, I mean, because GoDaddy is a really big registrar. I would say hosting is more important too than registrar, but I always watch everything I'm doing. If we send links directly to the money site, what practices are best to approach to avoid penalties? I seem to get hit even when I don't use any EMAs. You want to make sure that you build the trust. You check for penalties of links you're sending to your site, and I mean and just watch for footprints, like using the same host and stuff like that. Those are the biggest things. Are there any registrars and hosting companies you don't recommend? Yeah, Network Solutions I hate. Register.com I hate. Hosting, I think 24/7 was one of the ones I don't recommend, and then there's one more, Easy Host maybe, or Easy.easy, I think. So those two. It's in the training somewhere. If you only have two money sites, what kind of linking structure would you use to get the most out of your PBN sites that use both domains? Do you mix, match, do follow socials? Do you think mix, match? What kind of linking structure? I mean, it really depends, Joshua. You can link to both money sites together, multiple times, but just make sure you have a lot of outbound authority links in with them. Just got an email from Eno saying Network Solutions just acquired one of my PBNs that is being transferred to them in a couple of days. Should I just put up a part page until I can transfer it out? No, you can just leave it. Just leave it like it is and then transfer. Are you doing anything new for keeping content fresh on PBNs? Nope. Most of the time, I don't even keep fresh content, to be honest. Do you have a specific host you use recommend for higher quality client money sites? Not necessarily, no. What's going on, Chris? When your ranking suddenly drop, is Google looking for you to build links during the drop-off? Not necessarily. They might be looking for you to make a drastic change, though. Any recommend affiliate niches to get into, Greg, or some guidelines to follow? I like to go into stuff that I'm interested in. For me, it's a lot of health-related stuff. That's just me. You got it, Brendan. I spent the last week. Thanks for the advice last week on the adult toy store. I spent the last week commenting on articles written about other adult toy stores via comments with a link to their URL, and they're moving up quick. Yeah. Awesome, Brendan. That's actually something that I've been using more, is blog comments on relevant sites. And let me just show you guys really quick how you can do that. So if I want to get links for a site that's about Delaware, well, guess what I can do? Delaware, and leave a reply. Well, what am I doing? I'm finding keywords I'm finding sites that have Delaware, somewhere in the domain or in the title or something like that, identify it's about Delaware. And then I'm also identifying sites that allow you to leave a reply, right? Because that's one of the keywords or one of the kind of footprints for a site that allows comments. So let me just bring up the first few here. So green talks about like green Delaware. Scroll down here. All right, so not that you couldn't leave a comment on this site, but anytime you see a site that has no comments on it yet, likely they're just not accepting any comments. But I have commented on sites like this that have no contents or comments, where I leave a good one and they do accept it. So it doesn't mean it's out of the picture. It just means the chance of you getting accepted are less. Let's go to the next one. Same thing here. I must have doubled that. The heck, this is like all the same site. It's weird. There we go. Again, same thing. There's none yet, so likely you won't get accepted. Doesn't mean you can't, though. None there. None there. Here you go. Here's one right here, and they're accepting. They already got 9 comments. So the chance of them accepting a comment from you are actually much greater. All right. So here's a perfect example. Then you got Delaware in the URL. Okay. You got Delaware on the title, so it's about Delaware. You know, you comment on something where you're trying to rank for Delaware. That's going to give you relevancy. Okay, trust and relevancy. Now the comment, if you get the link, it's going to be no follow, but who cares? It's relevancy. It's Google has moved a lot more towards relevancy, and this is one of the good ways you can do it. Just don't overuse it and do everything in moderation. So awesome job with that, Brenda. How often do your PM blog posts have YouTube videos embedded? Maybe like half the time, David. Sometimes I use pictures, sometimes YouTube, sometimes both, sometimes neither. Once you set up PBN and find it's indexed, can you start posting to it right away? You can post to it right away, yes. I just watched one of the webinar replays of Cotton Simulation. Want to know what you think of IFTTT. I don't use it. What's up, Greg? I saw a house picture on Instagram. Everything fine. Oh, yeah, that was a while ago. I have a client, joesolar.com, and I buy an EMD to rank the client faster, and the client is ranking the EMD for me for leads. Can I put content on EMD with my client's name, address, phone number, link, etc., or Google frown upon this, seeing it as a lead gen site? It would actually count as a citation for his site if you did that, Matt, so you can do that. I think you mentioned that you don't hide your PBNs. What's the reason? I actually started using Bot Nemesis, Stephen, recently. The reason I wasn't is just laziness, and I'm just not that worried about it. But I figured, why not take a minute to install it on each PBN and hide? But, I mean, it's still not something I worry about a ton. I'm having 11 PBNs at the moment. If I remember correctly, I think you said that we can send 2 or 3 links from the same PBN to a money site as long as it's a different article. You can, even at the same article, that's fine. As long as it's different pages you're sending it to, then will be the best way to get out of our PBNs without taking the chance of being interrupted. Again, you can link to multiple pages on your site from the same article. That's fine. Just skip one here. What's going on, Michael? Thoughts about Juicy Domains was promoted by OMG last year. Can the service be a replacement for Moz? Yeah, I mean, Juicy Domains is owned by Derek, who's good. Again, those are expired domains. Usually, I like to do my own research. That's just me. Assuming similar metrics, would an internal link from my homepage with optimized anchor text be the same as a PBN link? No. You ever looked at testing ranking in mobile SERPs? Not specifically, David, no. I mean, I've never really looked at mobile specifically. Kind of look at both. Have first name, last name, SEO.com is my agency site. My company name is Placeholder Digital Marketing. I found most of the socials are taking or hard to brand because my company name is so common with digital marketing as name, so I ended up doing first name, last name, SEO.com instead of my brand. I want to brand myself with my name instead. If I wanted to brand myself like Cotton with just my name, SEO, should I scrap my company altogether in titles and etc. on my site? No, not necessarily. I would need to see that kind of example more in front of me to know exactly what you're talking about. But no, you don't need to scrap the company name. No. Oops. If I have an exact match domain, then how do I build anchors as to not over-optimize it and make it look like a brand? For example, how would you build anchors for ChicagoPlumbers.com? You can do a lot of URL links first, Rob. A lot of URL and more general type stuff. So, a site like that, especially if it's local, affiliate's a little different. But like local, I'm building a lot of links like this first, just like this, ChicagoPlumbers.com. And I'll even do stuff like this. So I'll do stuff like that, and then eventually you can hit your exacts. I mean, that you can trick Google into thinking that's your brand name. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to do these. I just wouldn't do them until you start doing some URL links first and stuff like that. Okay. If you have the time, could you give me a recommendation on my money site in terms of SEO optimization? I'm trying to rank for multiple cities with the same page. What are your thoughts? without even looking at this, I can tell you, if you're trying to rank multiple pages, multiple inner pages for a term, like SEO type stuff, like, Chicago SEO, Miami SEO, Delaware SEO, whatever, one of the biggest things you can do is power up your home page for SEO related keywords. That's going to get your inner pages for that, okay? So really quick, I'll just run you in here and see what you got going to your home page. You got 9 links right now to your home page. You need to start getting more links. I would power up the home page more. Anytime you have a site that's going after multiple inner pages for the same term, like, again, if you have a site that's going after like 100 different SEO locations, power up your domain. Power this up. Because that's going to theme your whole site for SEO-related stuff. And those inner pages, as soon as you put them up, they're going to shoot up right away. They're already themed for that. Your site's already themed for that. So when you put those inner pages, you're going to have to do a whole lot less to each inner page because of what's been done to the home page. So, all right, client WordPress site was previously hacked and many pages with spam content were created. All those pages now return 404, but Google rejected the reconsideration request indexing those pages are present in its index. How do I resolve this issue? I've never had that issue critique, so I do not know. Regarding Chad Feingold's questions about moving content from an old site to a new one, would cause duplicate content issues to do a 3-1 from the old site to the new one? No, you'll be fine. As long as, again, I usually just take the domain down from the old one or take content down from the old one, put in the new one, and that's it. Yes, so I have a page for each plastic surgery. Do I send links to each individual page, or do I send up a procedure list page with links to all my procedures and then send links? You send links to each page in most cases. What do you use for keyword research? How about keyword difficulty? Literally just typing stuff in Google, Danny, and then the keyword planner. That's it. And then keyword difficulty, I just use, I analyze the sites on the first page. Do they have keyword in domain? Do they have keyword in title? How powerful are their domains that's ranking on? For example, like realtor.com for real estate terms, you got to consider that. And then what type of links do they got going to them? What are they using for their anchor text? So that's just like a process of learning. Which WordPress theme do you use for your affiliate sites? No specific one, Joe. I actually don't even take care of that. My partners do. I just do all the SEO, and they do all the conversion and website look and all that because I hate doing that stuff. What do you make of building up to 70 local custom maps as your local citation, which is different from Google My Business Map? This was also part of 2015. I've never done that, Henry. I don't. That was Derek's thing. I don't mess with that. With the map thing, the map trick. I buy my domains from GoDaddy with privacy enabled, but still get spam from web designers. I wouldn't worry about that. You said you use higher quality iWriter type articles for money sites. Do you do the same with PBNs? No, I usually just use ineedarticles.com for that, Danny. I'll use 4 or 5 star writers, and then that's it. You got it, Justin. Do you do anything with PBNs to keep them alive longer? No. Nope. I think people really over-exaggerate the I don't want to say that. I think people have been led on to believe that you need to keep creating content. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't help. It's not good to do. But on the opposite end, how many businesses are out there that have a business website that just never update their site? You know what I mean? Like, Joe Schmo's cornershop.com. They get a website, they put it up, and then they freaking never touch it again. Most local businesses, they never touch their website. They never add to it. Now, is Google just going to penalize them because they haven't updated their site? No. Their site might be good. They might not need to update it. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying to not update anything, but don't worry too much if you have properties out there that aren't being updated. Especially like PBN type stuff, because it's very common and it's natural, especially local businesses. They put up a local business site, they add some pages, and then they never touch it. How many local businesses out there have blogs and write on their blogs? Virtually none. There's millions of sites out there ranking that don't update. Let's see. How do you track all your keywords when you build a site? Micrositemaster.com. Yes, Carol. when would you start putting direct backlinks to money sites? I've done about 16 links. They're all linking to social citations. I've got one. Can I just drop one exact match anchor like SEO Birmingham straight to the money site, or is it too early? I mean, that differs from person to person. You're probably fine to do it with the property you're talking about now, Rajdeep. Although you might want to start with like a URL link or a branded link instead of going straight into keyword. If it was affiliate, my advice would be different, but for local, I would stick with like a branded or a URL link to start. Do you usually try to rank the homepage, or do you do more internal pages? Both, Danny. You know, again, a case like this right here, he's going to be ranking, trying to rank a ton of inner pages. Now, if this is my site, I would still power up the home page first, a ton, and then I would start going after inner pages. You know, once you do that, once you power up this for SEO stuff, like, you know, I would send like SEO company, you know, search engine optimization agency, SEO services, stuff like that to the home page. That's going to brand the site for SEO. Then when you create an inner page on, you know, Delaware SEO, it's going to immediately jump to like page 2 instead of, you know, starting out on like page 9. Because it's already themed for SEO and it's on a site that has power. So, I mean, it really depends. But eventually, yes, I would target those inner pages. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I do both, inner and home page, but home page is usually more important. I have a client who wants to rank for his competitor's brand name. Since there aren't many keywords for a service, I advise him against it, but it's what he wants to do. This will make it hard to add content to the site, so there's anything I can do other than just send links with those anchors to his sites. The site is socialyearbook.com, if you have any advice. Yeah, I mean, so to rank for his competitor's brand name, he's going to definitely want to mention that competitor in his content, at the very least. I mean, he's not going to want... What he could do is create an inner page with the competitor as the URL. So he could have like socialyearbook.com/competitor name. And then, of course, that page could be all about his competitor and why he's better, or however you want to set that up. But wherever he's trying to, whatever destination he's trying to rank, depending on why he's trying to rank for that, or if he's trying to bash them, or how far he's trying to take it, you know, the best optimization would be create a page for that competitor and then rank that page and then kind of do what he wants with that page. But if he doesn't want to do that, you're going to have at least mention the competitor on this page and then start sending some links with the anchor text with that competitor name in it. And it shouldn't be hard to rank for the competitor on the first page in most cases. Is there a difference in time that it will index between restoring a Wayback Machine and doing regular posts in WordPress? Not usually. I mean, WordPress does send out a ping when you do a post, so that can be a little quicker. But my Waybacks usually don't take too long, or I don't notice too much of a difference. I have a client's website and they have generic anchor text and a keyword anchor text going to the same page. However, one doesn't have dub and one does. Does that make a difference? Nah, don't worry about that a ton. That's not a big deal these days. Do you participate with e-commerce or in terms of selling products? Is it just affiliate? Mostly affiliate so far, but I do have a nutrition company that I'm working on, and that will be e-commerce type stuff. Where can I ask Greg questions for the webinar right where you just did, JT? Is it safe to use my real billing address and credit card information to purchase hosting? That's what I do. You recommend what to work on to rank this site? Studio Smile San Diego. Well, you only got 2 links. First thing you're going to need to do is build more links. You need more power. I'm not saying it's going to over optimize, but I never like having location twice in the domain. I mean, you could leave that, but I'll probably just do teeth whitening dash Studio Smile San Diego if it were me. Other than that, I mean, you need links. You got 2 links. They're both branded. Neither of them are do follow. You need to start powering up this site. So you need to check out the supremacy section and see how you can start getting links. How did you get clients when you did client consulting? I got one client who contacted me, Steven. So I had a site ranking, and this is why you want to be active in ranked sites, because people end up contacting you. He said he offered to buy my site. I said, do you want me to do more? He said yes. Started doing more for him. Treated him very well. He recommended me to other people, and then just kind of, that's how it works. All right, so we got one last screen here, and then I gotta get rolling. Gotta get my son to swim. All right, I'm sure you have hundreds of affiliate sites. How do you keep track of the linking? Just like I show in the spreadsheets. That's it, Joe. And I actually show that in the supremacy section. I believe the supremacy section. How I set up my spreadsheets, all through spreadsheets. You're welcome, Jamari. When it comes to PBNs, the registrar really is important as the hosting company. Yeah, I answered this one, but I would say hosting company is more important. Okay. And you said, if you have like 30 PBNs registered with GoDaddy with separate hosting accounts, yeah, that's probably fine because GoDaddy's so big. But I like to try to mix it in if possible, okay? Or mix it up if possible. How can I do a penalty check if it has a low search results? For example, this one. I mean, you do it just like any other one. Eastern Oregon. I don't know when you put this up, but so far it's not passing. Again, indexing has been very slow, so you probably just need to give it more time. Or if you don't want to wait, throw it in Webmaster Tools. But I mean, you search it any other way as you would any other site. Just because the competition is low doesn't matter. All right. All right, so last one here from JT. I have a local site that has to do with teeth whitening. The current sites that are ranked on the first page are charging way less, having $99 deals. It feels a bit pointless to try and rank when they advertise price that beats the price on the site. You still put the effort in. The business needs to gain local traffic for sure. You're just getting paid to rank the site, JT. When you rank the site, their problems with conversions because of their prices are their problem. Now, your job is to move the site. Okay? I mean, unless they pay you for conversion, that's additional charge, then you might want to work on that when it starts ranking. But as of right now, my guess is you're just getting paid to do SEO, and that's not your problem. So, all right, guys, that's the end of this session now. I'll have this recording over to David.